Hola familia estelar. You did not land here by chance. That's right. You have found yourself at a sacred world line collision, and at this time and space, in this space and time, we are currently at Zona X, also known as the Inca Cave. It's going to be a beautiful one. This is where the stone holds memory, the shadow becomes a map, orientation loosens, and the familiar compass begins to dissolve. So this is the land of where 𝓂𝓬𝓪𝓷𝓬, the land of the living, right, the external, meets 𝓤𝓂𝓬𝓪, which is about your inner earth. And this opens up, I'm hearing, a celestial gateway that leads to a conversing that happens between worlds, the physical and the non-physical. And this conversation is already happening within you. So between these stones that we're at holds the time that folds back in on itself, and every step you take is a new beginning with a simultaneous ending. So I'm gonna bring you guys inside. I'm really excited. It looks like it's we've come here, let's just say, at the perfect time and space and time. So yeah, with that being said, let's go in. So this is also known as Pachamama's womb. Let me show you what I'm looking at. And it's known as a labyrinth, but not one that was man-made, obviously. So this is like a hidden chamber in which you're discovering within yourself during this time. Let me show you. I wonder if I can climb on that rock right there. I know I can, but it's bringing you with me. We have some interesting messages coming up today. So the first one is about the descent into your inner world, and it is almost a shamanic initiation, if you will, where you go deep into the inner earth and you emerge transformed. And that's what's going on with you during this time. So Labyrinth could definitely be, well, we're going to post up quickly and gather some messages here, and then I'll continue to kind of take you guys around. Ooh. Let's see. Where should we go? My inner child just keeps telling me to go on that rock, so I'm going to climb up. Let's see if I can do this one-handed, guys. I'm actually too sick. Sorry. I used to do parkour like back in the day. Oh my gosh. I feel like I just like didn't like fulfilled a prophecy of some kind. Wow, what a beautiful spot. There were quite a few messages that were coming through for today specifically, but the transit happening in this universe is Virgo meeting Venus, and it's funny that I've worded it this way because it definitely feels like this is where your inner compass, when it comes to your values and how you align yourself in the physical, is being supported by an act of devotion. And this is about trusting where your inner compass is leading you next. So you're receiving higher wisdom, you're refining the vessel during this time with Virgo, you're cleansing thought, you're aligning your breath with these next steps that you're being guided to take, and the body becomes a holy instrument when these two, I'm hearing, combine, okay? So there's a new energy that's combining, and it leads to, again, a rebirth of some kind. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the messages that came through today. The first one is the High Priestess, because again, this is like a High Priestess descent into the womb of Pachamama, otherwise known as Mother Earth, and you are reborn, okay, especially when it comes to your sense of identity. That's what I'm seeing for you. So we have the High Priestess and also this one. She's a multi-dimensional being, so this is you, okay? You're definitely showing up as someone that has this gracious, I'm hearing fluid way of moving through this existence. So we'll go ahead and read her, right? She says, the swan floats effortlessly across the glassy water, scattering droplets of elegant patterns. She is at peace with her existence and understands that which is buried deep in the mind. And this is exactly what's going on right now. If you think about Virgo, who is Virgo's ruler? Mercury, right? Mercury is, this is beautiful. Mercury is the messenger, but what does he do? He's Hermes. What does Hermes do? What does Thoth do? It's someone that travels between the land of heaven, hell, and the mortal realm. So there is almost this again, internal conversation that's happening within you already in regards to your non-physical origins and you incarnating into this carbon-based life form in order to be able to have a physical experience, but it's leading to not just growth in the physical, but etheric growth, okay? Anyway, it talks about she is at peace with her existence and understands that which is buried deep in the mind. I'm hearing the things in which you'll bring with you after this experience, and it's the wisdom that you've gained, okay? So with grace and warmth, she unlocks your unconscious and reunites it with your conscious mind. So again, this is literally 𝓂𝓑𝓪 and 𝓤𝓂𝓪 coming together, right? As she drifts to the melody of the universe, everything comes swirling back to you in a brilliant flash. You feel more connected to yourself than ever before, and that's exactly what's going on. It's like as you sit with yourself, and most importantly in silence, right? Because one of the shaman's dream oracle messages, and we think about High Priestess like it's very shamanic, was deep quiet. Deep quiet talks about meditation and stillness, and I love this card because it comes with a warning. And the warning is, if you do not go into, I'm hearing, silent retreat during this time, the universe will force you to turn inwards. And it's not about it pushing you away from anything external, but it's about you coming back into alignment with what's calling you now. Not what it is that you're moving away from, and what it is that I'm hearing is being kind of moved away from you during this time, but what it is that's calling you, because there is something that's calling you. And I was about to say new, but it doesn't feel like it's new. It feels like it's a memory that's unfolding before your eyes. And right now there's a lot of questions that you have in regards to the how and the when something's going to unfold, but Spirit wants you to focus on the why you want something and the where you want to go. So a glowing shield cascades down the neck of the brilliant red swan. This shield represents a protective presence in your life. And this is, I'm hearing, the oversoul. It's also an octave within you. The High Priestess represents the higher self, right? That is able to navigate, I'm hearing, times of uncertainty, okay? As you move through this material plane with high levels of awareness. This is an octave of you that can see the full landscape of time and space, and knows that the heart is guiding you in ways that the mind may not be able to fully understand just yet. If this one comes up, you have a decision to make. Take it as affirmation that what you feel in your mind is what your heart needs too. It represents mental clarity, wisdom, and a connection with your unconscious mind. If you've been waiting to take the plunge into something new, now is the time. Now, you found yourself in a labyrinth. Ooh, guys. Ooh. Okay, so you found yourself in a labyrinth. This is not it's not a man-made labyrinth, right? This is something, I'm hearing, that was designed for you to enter and discover something, but it's within you. That's what it feels like. This is something hidden within the intricate network and design that is your own psyche, the interface of where the non-physical meets the physical vessel. So this is also a temperance card. So temperance is about moderation. It's also about having your foot in both worlds, right? Because he's got one foot in the water and one foot in the on the land. And there's something about you slowly grounding or anchoring something into a physical experience. So we'll talk about it. This talks about adjust expectations. Okay, this is so vital because there's a very specific quote that's coming through around, do not try to write a script during this time and try to stick with it, especially a script that maybe a previous version of yourself, okay, had written, because there is new information that's being unveiled to you during this time. And now that you have this piece of information or insight or something that you're gaining, I'm hearing do with it what you will, but the previous version of yourself did the best with the knowledge that they had. And there is a different kind of wisdom that you're uncovering during this time. And it's going to lead to you acting very differently, because once consciousness becomes aware of itself, I'm hearing, or aware of things that have always been transversing its path, it begins to behave very differently. So temperance is definitely an earth angel energy because they roam this world, yet they are guided by an otherworldly essence that's within them and speaking to everything around them. So there could be a collaborative effects as well, because I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there's definitely a beehive in here somewhere, because I'm hearing like loads of bees, and bees in my animal message deck basically talk about this interconnected system and collaborative energies. But I'm seeing this as collaborative forces with non-physical beings. So these are spirit guides, deities, whatever it is that you want to call it, that have been encoded into your field. And I'm hearing like an introduction, but I'm hearing also a reintroducing. So it feels like we're kind of reintroducing, I'm hearing reintroduced to a guide and vice versa. That's a projection of your own subconscious mind that's been deeply embedded with you through previous existences, let's just say on Earth, okay? And you're getting acquainted with that in this vessel, your timeless consciousness that's inhabited a new avatar to begin to move through this existence in. So anyway, you find yourself alone in the maze, an endless labyrinth of corridors and spirals that lead to many, many outcomes. There is an exit at the center of every circle, and you could just take any one you walk by, but only some exits lead to a life meant for you. There are great lives that you're meant to live very deep in the maze, but you'll eventually have to walk towards one that calls your name, or you could spend a lifetime walking in vain. This isn't going to be about a lack of calling, because you're hearing it. If you found yourself here, you're hearing it. It's about fear when it comes to answering that call, and just how much that will transform your life, because it does feel like there's going to be a moment of destabilization. But it's a lift-off point. What you don't realize is that what you may feel like is you coming back to basics or a new foundation that's being laid is actually going to be a launch pad for you. Because this is like, we'll get into it, but yeah, you'll eventually have to walk towards something that calls your name, or you could spend a lifetime walking in vain, right? This is about actually taking action, because your non-action will also have a reaction. As you walk by another spiral in the maze, you hear a sound calling you towards the center. It doesn't feel perfect, but it fits, and you've grown tired of looking. Okay, things may not go the way the human plans, because the universe right now has way bigger plans in store for you, okay? So don't expect to know all the answers right now, but with stillness and meditation, it says that what you need to hear will get loud when you get quiet. There's so many answers that are found just within that stillness. I'm hearing the soul stirring softly inside, awaiting the one that's been seeking answers, and it feels like that's your own mind. I should be a poet, guys. So sometimes the outcome is not what you were hoping for, or a compromise in order. Take the middle road and celebrate that you made it out the maze at all. So I feel like, especially in Virgo season, this could be a series of analysis paralysis. And this reminds you of Newton's law, which is literally about, you having to release something in order to be able to make room to receive something. It basically is a trade-off that's happening in your life. And I feel like this is about a disruption to your comfort zone in order to see growth. And that growth over time is going to lead to the evolution, not just with yourself in the metaphysical, but also physical, like an evolution when it comes to your reality evolving into a new octave. I'm hearing that's designed to assist you, again, opening up an ecosystem filled with people, experiences, opportunities that designed, I'm hearing, to accelerate, growth for you, okay? So, this is about a luminous seed that you're planting that grows into a new reality that you get to live in, and it's because there is something that's germinating within you during this time. So the last message from it was star. So star basically talks about the veil and the veil becoming very, very thin. And what the message I was getting as well is that you are your own North Star during this time. Okay, you are your own North Star. I'm also hearing like Death Star too, so you could be the one initiating a lot of endings. Maybe this is like an ending to an old version of yourself, but the star talks about internal wishes and desires being reciprocated in the external realm, but it usually is about plans for the future and a renewal of hope. So almost invisible, you feel a light veil cascading down your being. And also another message was you don't see, and we're going to get to this, how you are a North Star for those around you right now, because you're mirroring a different example. You're mirroring what it looks like to trust yourself as you navigate through this existence. I'm hearing in such a profound way that it can only be witnessed, like it can only be experienced, even like through you, but not even explained. I'm hearing the synchronicities and the magic kind of speaks for itself. So knowing anywhere could be better than where you came from. You push on, hoping for somewhere better. On the other side, you emerge and notice a light, and then more lights start floating around you, brightening up the space that you're in. You start to feel a little lighter as well. The colours around you have returned, and so has your will. The veil is a gentle reminder that hope is sometimes invisible. The card is a beacon. Hope is arriving, or it's soon on the way. Hope can come in many forms and can feel as easy as flipping a switch. So hope, I always see, is it being like a glimmer of optimism. And there is something I'm hearing that's about to be reaffirmed to you in the physical. Woo. The bird. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, so the bird got my attention there. And birds in my tea leaf message deck talks about, what does it say? It usually talks about a message that's on the way to you. And also some kind of celebration as well. Okay, so that's being activated, definitely. I'm hearing this could be winged messages, so it could be like earth angels in disguise as well. I'm hearing that you're drawing in because it's a mirrored reflection of you. So you start to feel a little lighter as well. The colours around you have returned, and so has your will. So there is something that you're going to be experiencing in the physical that's going to give you the confirmation, okay? Could even be here, guys. Again, I do not exist. I am just a fragment of your subconscious mind projected into this energetic simulation, encoded into your field, maybe as a temporary companion along your space-time travels, Okay, so the veil is a gentle reminder that hope is sometimes invisible, and this becomes like hope and something just felt that on my hair, that's okay. You'll be surprised how drastically things can go from dark to light, like a comet blazing across the night sky. Let yourself feel hopeful, and your faith in the future will surely return. Look for small joys. Remember the brightness of the sun and the magic of the stars. Wow. There was just a message coming through around this being a culmination point for you. What is a culmination point? Well, it's a star's brightest point in the sky, and you are stardust wrapped in skin. And what I'm seeing is, as you go within, right, you find that light, okay? This eternal flame that's forever been guiding your path and has been trying to get your attention. But you're finally listening. You're not just hearing it, you're listening. And you're finally seeing the things that you were just previously looking at upon the surface. And it goes way deeper. Anyway, a star's brightest culmination point happens upon the darkest nights. So there's something around you being in the dark right now. Maybe you feel like hey guys, this has been funny. Like, it kind of gives you that energy, like, okay, come out. You know, I feel like this is something that you're playing go and hide and go seek, but it feels like your higher self, right? Has, or like if you want to call it future self, has hidden a bunch of just Easter eggs along your journey. And it's like you've walked yourself back in a linear fashion to the past, wiped your memory in regards to where they're hidden, but the memory is forever within you because it's stored within your DNA in the nucleus of the cell, which is the center of you. Okay, so it's like on a cellular level, there's things that you're being called towards. And this is like new networks of experiences as well. That's how I'm seeing it as, because you have like new nucleuses of a family where it's like you're definitely being called forth to follow this eternal light, and it's going to lead to a rapid, great acceleration of events. So we have 2 cosmos oracle messages. The first one is Star. Star basically talks about a brilliant person, which is you. It talks about a guiding light and someone that is a leader. And it's because you're leading by example. You may not even necessarily see yourself as, oh, I'm a leader, but you are a sovereign creator. And it's reminding those who have just been passively observing their experience on Earth to begin to step into that innate creative ability that they have deeply embedded within them. Now, you also have Pulsar, okay? And Star also refers to someone and has been used to refer to someone who is lucky. So there are things that are going to be collapsing into reality as you follow. I'm hearing the breadcrumbs that the universe is leaving you, because this is definitely the North Node in Pisces right now, just collectively, where you're definitely going to be sent on all kinds of side quests, but it's going to allow you to attain a skill, an ability, receive a message, an object, something that you're going to be able to bring forth with you. And I'm hearing will actually lead to a shortcut of events, because Pulsar talks about something happening in intervals, but very, very quickly. It talks about a short but intense ride that the star is going to be going on. So this feels like you're definitely a star on the rise in some way, but it feels like with the culmination point, you're being placed in a position of visibility. I'm not sure what for. Something that you're going to be doing could be visible to those around you, okay? And that could just be you leading by example in some way. But this is someone that is an inspiration, and it's because they've learned how to reignite that passion within themselves. So it feels like you've reignited something, okay? Now, the next starseed message for you is answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? And again, this isn't going to be about a lack of calling. This is going to be about fear when it comes to actually answering just what it is that you're being asked to do. Because again, with Newton's law, this is about a trade-off that's going to be happening in your life. For sure, but it's going to lead to some kind of huge synchronicity. And if we think about even like the High Priestess, let me go ahead and pull her up again. The High Priestess knows to make friends with the unknown because she knows her full potential lies on the other side of it. And she sits between the pillars of the dark and the light, right? If you think about like the original depiction of her, she sits between these 2 pillars of Ukupacha and then also Kepacha, right? The land of the living, and then also the non-physical aspect of herself. And she, I'm hearing, remembers where she came from in regards to her cosmic origins and her being a cosmic being roaming this earth, and she lives according to that divine essence. And she begins to remove, okay, when I see like cleansing the vessel, refining the vessel, anything that has been disrupting her ability or distorting her ability to see herself clearly, okay? And also the things that she wants to move towards. So her lesson is never shouted, it's felt within the hush of the stones, like a slow adjustment process that you're going to be going through, because it is your higher self speaking to you. And it's where you're tuning to your own internal senses and where they're guiding you, because it's going to go beyond, I'm hearing the physical mind, okay? The physical. In Virgo, it very much is about cleansing thought and refining the vessel. So it's about aligning the vessel accordingly with what it is that you know you're being asked to do, even though it could feel incredibly uncomfortable. So let Venus and the moon guide you and be your inner compass during this time with the High Priestess. And when you emerge, true clarity will be born from the dark. And it says that the doorway that you seek is already within you, okay? So what kind of new door or new version of yourself, all right, are you going to be stepping into? That's what it feels like. Now, the next message is, trust your path. If you knew that you would be supported, what would you do? Okay, so you may feel like you don't have that much support in the physical material plane, okay, when it comes to these readjustments. No. But you are being supported in more ways than you can look at right now. So this is in all the ways that you can see with your third eye, your multi-sensory perception system, to tune into alternate dimensions, which are just alternate bandwidths of, you know, frequency, light. And this is about you being surrounded in ways, okay, and guided in ways that you cannot look at, but you can see, okay? So wait, it's not yet time. Things are being woven. Again, this is a readjustment period or process that you're going through. And with the eclipses, you know, this definitely feels like something that is slow cooking into your experience, like something is brewing and you can feel it, and there's a lot that is going to be bubbling and coming to the surface. But I'm hearing this is why you don't plan or stick to a script, because as you play out these next sequence of, I'm not hearing just events but scenes, there's going to be new chapters that will reveal themselves to you, okay? This could be like characters that are going to play a huge role into this main chapter. Maybe it's a message again that you're going to be receiving, but it's all leading to a larger cohesive story of your life, okay? But you're kind of, it's almost like you have this end goal or image, and it's been broken up into these individual jigsaw puzzle pieces, and you're right now collecting all these jigsaw puzzle pieces, and some of them are fitting together, some of them may not, but it's like this intricate design, and it will make sense as you continue to walk the path. More pieces are going to be revealed to you, okay? So this could be puzzle pieces being gatekeepers that hold messages for you, but it feels like you're crossing a new threshold of some kind as well, for sure. As you release something, and detach yourself from all that has been, you step into not just all that could be, but all that is already awaiting you. That's what I'm seeing with Newton's law. So it's almost like you're pushing against something old. Maybe it's like an old habit, an old identity, maybe a literal old ground, okay? But it's almost like as the foot pushes off of the ground also pushes the foot upwards. And this is definitely like it's a level up of some kind, or some kind of leverage. So it feels like you're leveraging as a quantum being during this time, which is your ability to move through this existence completely fluid and detached. When it comes to the linear unfoldment of something, okay? Because quantumly, you already know that it exists. So no motion is going to happen in your life without a mutual exchange. And I feel like this is about a sacrifice of your comfort zone. Sacrifice in etymology means to make sacred once again. In 𝓬𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓬 means that something new is drawing near in Hebrew as a result of that. So there is something new that's drawing near as a result of some kind of sacrifice that you're taking or making. And if you think about this, partial new moon eclipse in Virgo happening along the south node, it is about a release, right? It's almost like there is a new beginning with this step that you take, but also a simultaneous ending that occurs in your life. So that's what I'm seeing, okay? No motion without mutual exchange. Your insight adds to there is no growth without release that happens in your life. So let's see. And I'm seeing like a butterfly too. So it really is like, in order for the caterpillar to go through that alchemical process or metamorphose into becoming a butterfly, it must release almost like an old version of itself, right? So you also have Poised. Poised is a super auspicious card, probably one of the most auspicious ones. It talks about you have every reason to feel confident right now, and being at your best, because there are just magical synchronicities that are going to be unveiling themselves to you. But you have angel strength and walking away, so the strength that you're going to have to muster up, okay? And I'm hearing sometimes you don't know how strong you are until you're left with no other option, and it feels like I'm hearing you're being backed up against a wall kind of energy. But it's in doing that, the wall speaks to you. It's like you're being backed up against a wall of stone, and the stone holds the memory, and the spaces between the stone holds the time that folds back into itself, and there's something that you're returning back to, and it's a lot to do with what your initial intentions before this incarnation were. And as you face those shadows, the fear the unknown, that's your map. The obstacles are showing you the way right now, what it is that you may naturally want to resist. Orientation loosens. The familiar compass of navigating this world and this realm, how you once knew it, begins to dissolve. Right? So you're not just merrily roaming a cave. There's a converging between worlds right now. The veil is becoming thinner, thinner and thinner and thinner with the star. The human condition is lifting, and you're looking at this realm through the lens of the soul. And you have 𝓬𝓭𝓪 and 𝓬𝓭𝓪. There is a conversation already happening within you. There is a transformation already occurring within you. And you're witnessing, I'm hearing the stage being set for a new reality corresponding to the internal shift. So it feels like there is a shift that's taking place, right? And walking away talks about there's nothing left for you to learn in a situation. Now, your next message is really beautiful as well, right? So the next one you have is Chamber of the Violet Flame, Karmic Release and Radical Transformation. This talks about you going to the astral realm, maybe even deep meditation, where you are basically no longer reinforcing the expectations that maybe an old paradigm has had of you, because you're navigating this existence in a totally new way that is completely congruently aligned with the callings of the soul, and I'm hearing the yearnings. Okay, so this is where there's a transformation that's being brought to you by your angels and guides. They're encouraging you to see that you're in a space of radical transformation. Transformation can be overwhelming, and this is about you not feeling overpowered by it, but becoming empowered. Remember who you are. Sorry. Okay, hello, let me just clean your third eye real quick. Do you remember who you are? Can you see yourself clearly now? Okay, you're here, right? Cool, let's continue. So they're encouraging you to see that you're in a space of radical transformation. Transformation can be overwhelming, but embrace it. Don't brace it. Don't brace for it. But know that the hand of the divine is leading the way. All past trauma is now being cleared from your energy. So focus on releasing all of the energies that are no longer serving you. The violet flame is here for you to transmute fear into love. If any fear is rising up inside of you and your vessel, know that this is simply a call for love, right? This is about the integration of the shadow, nursing. I'm hearing back to health that's scared, malnourished, kind of mutated version of yourself that had adopted the belief systems of this matrix, and those are limits that you set upon your own internal universe and the universal physical laws that have governed you. And now your internal new state, based upon the update of the physical laws, which I'm hearing like the obliteration of them. So it looks like you're transcending really gravity, like you're transcending any belief systems that you had once adopted, and you're releasing them during this time. And you're realizing that it was to discover once again that you're a limitless being. But how could you do that without first experiencing limits, right? How could you feel freedom without first experiencing a level of capture? So yeah, this is the strongest form of love, and allow those in your inner circle to support you through this transformational time. You're an alchemist with the capacity to take all the leaden aspects of your life and turn them into golden opportunities. You can align your life with the divine plan now and live in a more purposeful way. Okay. Now we also have Orion activation. So I find this really interesting because yesterday I went to a supermarket called Orion Supermarket. I think it was something like that. And it's really, in supermarkets, if you know, it's about the selection of choices and metaphysical realms. So it feels like there are new timelines, right, that you're going to be selecting moving forward based upon the action that you take now. That alters the future timelines that you will align with, right? The continuums that you will travel down and the destined outcomes that await you in resonance with those continuums. So Supernova, recreation, renewal, rebirth by light. Okay, you're definitely a star going supernova right now. And yeah, I'm going to talk about that because we have another reading, but we'll probably do another message on that, guys. So All your fears and setbacks are being stripped from your energy now. It is essential for your old way of being to fall away, for you to go through a process of renewal in order to move forward. The old stories of your life aren't yours to live out or live up to. You are far greater than these limiting experiences. The beings of Orion are surrounding you now, and they see you as one of them, someone who has been born with the knowledge that they can live with great purpose and make a real difference in the world, whether on a global scale or a particular corner of the planet. When you draw this card, you're being reminded that you have infinite star potential. And yeah, this is a perfect space for a new star to be born, and it talks about evolutionary stages of a star. So something that you're going to be doing, like basically whatever it is that you're doing within right now when it comes to yourself. Like, who are you without your career? Who are you without anything, like without your relationship? It feels like you're being stripped away from all kind of matrix entanglements, and you're coming back to who it is that you've always been without this. And I'm hearing you're seeing that sense of worth in just being, like the value in just being, right? Your value of just merely existing. And there is almost like an essence in regards to this rebirth that you're having as you recognize yourself as a creator playing inside of its own creation, right? Not just creating this dream, but actually living inside of your dream. Creates this space for a new star to be born. And it feels like this rebirth basically that you're going through is going to lead to a ripple effect happening throughout the cosmos. It's like you're sending ripples throughout the cosmos, because it feels like you're going to be entering into projects or whatever it is that you're doing, right? That's an extension of yourself, like you creating inside of your own creation. It's going to hold that new infused essence, okay, that representing the revitalized energy that's been restored within you. You know, it's almost like anything that you're quantumly entangled with. When it comes to projects, you're in a season of thriving, okay, that also takes on your essence, okay, that also becomes I'm hearing like an entity of its own, but it becomes animated through your energetic embodiment. So it feels like you're embodying higher ways of navigating this existence, and that's gonna lead to everything that you do and touch really, really flourish during this time too. Yeah. This also talks about, in fact, these are sacred space holders who help all of those with star power and star potential to make the changes required to become the most ascended and aware form of themselves. And that's exactly what's going on right now. It's like you're being given space. You're being given space. Blessings beyond the soul path. So I'll go ahead and read this one for you. So again, I'm seeing this as blessings that extend far beyond just this existence. Like these are things that you're going to be taking with you. Okay, so this talks about honoring all life, exchange of joy without karma or sacrifice. So this isn't you giving, expecting anything in return, right? Because otherwise you're still playing in the karmic wheel where there is karmic debt owed or karmic credit due. You know, it's nothing. It's the 9 where you're transcending that wheel of karma, right? The 8. And you're stepping into a neutral way of moving through this existence. So it feels like you're just neutrally observing these shifts like it's normal, because it is. So paradigm shifts, blessing, food, nurturing, respecting for land, animals, and plants. The universe invites me to give a blessing to everyone I see today, vocally or perhaps in silence. I'm bringing light, clarity, and abundance into their field, even without a word, and thus I am co-creating the new earth. And that's exactly what 5D is, right? When it comes to the new earth, it's about you viewing this situation, okay, any kind of situation that you're going through currently, through the lens of gamma, right? Gamma perception is through superhuman consciousness, right? It's altered states of awareness, and you looking at life through the lens of your higher self in physical form. And that's how you become the higher embodiment of your physical self, because you are navigating obstacles, okay? And when I say obstacles, I usually mean a level of shift that's happening in your life, a new season that's emerging in your life through the lens of the higher self. So it says you've drawn this card because you are a blessing to the world. Allow the blessings from your family of light to flow through you to change the vibration of your surroundings. Without any judgment or effort, you naturally bring light to dark, peace into battles, and you co-create the new earth. Do you feel drained from giving? Do you feel your gifts are not reciprocated? Honor all life, but let go of the old paradigm that you don't have to give it your energy. You are ready for an effortless way of expressing your light. And that's exactly what it feels like is happening during this time. you're moving into a more fluid and detached way of moving through this existence. And it could just be like detaching from opinions that's not your burden to carry in regards to how you're going to be perceived, or how something that you're doing is going to be received. Or I'm hearing how this new embodiment of yourself is going to be received, because it feels like you're receiving yourself fully. And because of that, you're moving through this existence healed. To heal is to integrate, it's to become whole. You're moving with that desire, because you're witnessing your life in a linear fashion, unfolding into everything that you've desired and more. And you're not moving towards it in resonance with the absence of it, longing for something that always seems like it's out of reach, telling yourself a story that power is always elsewhere. It always seems to be somewhere outside of you. No, not anymore. This is where you remember yourself as a powerful being. So the blessing that you receive with this card, it says divine blessings free up old energies, right? Newton's law, soul contracts and karmic agreements open up new depths of freedom, joy, and abundance. These blessings show you the possibility to go beyond the cyclical journeys and step into a new paradigm. So it feels like you're no longer in this kind of self-created cycle. Instead, you're opening up a point of divergence for yourself, which is you gaining a glimpse into new dimensional frequencies that you get to embody, a new frame of thought, a new quality of feeling about your experience on earth and relating to it emotionally, a new embodied action that allows you to align yourself accordingly with the shifts as within, so without. The reason I was laughing is that I pulled these messages the other day, but something told me to bring them with me. And we have star and supernova. So again, something that you're doing is definitely sending ripples out the cosmos. This is like a huge rebirth that you're going through. You also have tree of life and star connection. So this is about this interconnected, intricate web, more than just like this interconnected web of Indra, but it talks about this invisible blueprint that is part of a counterpart Earth that you can attune into. And these are plasma life forms that can cross between the realms, I'm hearing, of the non-physical and the physical, and engage with you in your third dimensional experience. And they can also incarnate into physical forms. And with star connection and tree of life, there is almost like this intricate design that you're now beginning to observe unfold in your reality, where there are people, alliances, opportunities that are arising that have been designed to meet this version of yourself, okay, this embodiment. Now we also have flight. Flight basically talks about, okay, flying towards success. This is a flight in a new direction that you're taking as well, but it's about literally a liftoff. So you are a star on the rise. I feel like you're being placed in I'm hearing a visible, so for some reason I'm seeing an access point, okay? So this is, you're being placed in a visible access point, which shows that you're going to be impacting those around you and those in all different kind of positions, even positions that transcend this matrix and the higher archetypal systems that we have, okay, in this simulation. It feels like this is branching far beyond that in some way, okay? Now, you also have Heart of Source, which talks about all-encompassing love, unconditional acceptance, and serenity. So again, it's like you see yourself as a fractal of infinite potential moving through this existence. You also have Winter Stream Gestation Period, which talks about lucidly guiding your life towards your chosen destination, because you're waking up inside of this dream. And then it's leading you to share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution. Maybe there is past life or parallel life wounds around being persecuted as you kind of share your voice, but you're now living in that more authentic way. And because of that, it's leading to new value. I'm hearing streams of value entering into your life. So this could be like streams of love, recognition with Venusian energy, because I'm seeing like Venus in the 10th house for some reason. So it could be something that you do and that you love is going to be felt, okay, very deeply, but it talks about you making love to life. So whatever it is, you're almost going to be falling in love with this path. And then you also have daughter spirit. So daughter spirit talks about, I'm hearing when there is no way, a way is going to appear for you. It also talks about a door that takes you deeper inwards, and it leads to new doors or chapters emerging in your reality. And I'm seeing each door being a chapter and each door being a choice point, okay? And there's a choice that you're being guided to make that leads to a new chapter unfolding in your life. And again, I'm seeing each door being an ecosystem of its own kind, okay? What decision are you making, and what octave is that coming from? Is it a decision that's made from fear? Is it a decision made from, okay, the highest act of love, which is acting even in the presence of that fear? Because I'm seeing the person that chooses the door of fear is the door of familiarity, and it leads to no real change. It leads to the same characters, even if those are energies that come through different bodies that play the same role, and the same cyclical looping cycle, compared to really making friends with the unknown and knowing that there is growth that occurs as a result of that in your life. Okay, so again, it feels like a new foundation is being lit up for you right now. You have full support of the divine 000 guidance. The guidance that you're seeking is here, and your life is moving in the right direction. This is the start of a new beginning, where one cycle ends and a new one begins. I trust the magic of the new beginning. I feel the support and guidance that is all around me. So, guidance. What have you been guided to do? Okay? Or what have you guided yourself to do that you're coming back online with during this time? With that being said, I'm going to continue the tour around this beautiful, beautiful site. Let's go ahead and climb off this rock. You guys actually want to see how... I don't even know how I'm going down yet. Hold on. Wait. Let's go. That is going to be a tight squeeze. Look at that. Let's go. See, this is the thing. What I'm seeing is that there are some paths that you can take that you may feel like are a dead end or don't lead anywhere, but you can still collect pieces of information. And I'm seeing specifically data that is linked to something in your database, and it leads to the uncovering or unfoldment of something new. But you don't know where you're going to go, right? And it could be scary to go down some of these passages. I mean, look at this. I think someone asked me before, aren't you scared to go to these places? Am I scared of living? Or am I scared of limiting the life that I could live? There's a version of me that doesn't choose to transverse through this tunnel right now. I don't know what's on the other side, it's unknown. But there's also a version of myself that leaves here today, not doing it, and is wondering all the what ifs. So, I don't need to lead a life with regret. Let's go. My God, look at this. Wow. So you may think that it's unknown, but it's a connection point. That's what I'm seeing it as. This is a connection point for you. Like, that led to 3 other paths. So maybe you don't see how there's going to be especially with intervals, it usually talks about, again, a sequence of events. Like multiple paths. Oh my gosh. It's an interconnected web. This reminds me that there is no right or wrong path. You end up where you intended to, every time. So whatever it is that you're going inwards to reconnect with during this time is definitely leading to expansive clarity. Again, it's like a luminous seed that you're finding in the dark. And I'm hearing this is a seeded intention, okay, and how you were seeded into this realm with a very specific intention. And it's symbolic when we think about this cave when it comes to a shaman entering into the descent, right, or the high priestess, the descent of the womb, and it becomes a stargate. This could be about you entering into the dream space. Meditation and stillness could be meditation, altered states of consciousness, but as you emerge again, there's a rebirth that happens because you're carrying back this luminous seed from the darkness and you're planting that in the physical. You know, the one thing about here as well, the possibilities are endless. That's what I was hearing. Like, the possibilities are endless. There's literally endless crypts and caves that you can enter into. And this is about the selection of choices that you have and the selection of timelines. I'm seeing each channel as a checkpoint where the way you think about the unknown will completely dictate the way that you experience it. If you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm moving into the realm of darkness or a time of uncertainty, how scary. And even if you feel the fear emerging inside of your body, if that dictates the way that you move through this existence and the realms of existence that you do or do not enter because of that fear, and that being your biggest barrier, you block yourself off from so many potential timelines. You know, your non-action also has a reaction to it. So I'm hearing this is sacrificing comfort as part of Newton's law, like sacrificing your comfort zone in some way and disrupting that again and again and again. And I'm hearing that leads to an accelerated events of growth that happen in your life. But you block yourself off from so many other potential timelines, and that's what the Labyrinth is teaching us right now. I kind of want to go up there. Let's go. Bear in mind, guys, I'm climbing this with one hand. You guys are lucky I'm in my I don't know what you'd call it. I'm in my prime, athletically. I guess I can take you guys climbing through all different kinds of spots. Wow. I don't even know if there's any... No, we can go over. There's always a way up. Let's explore first, though. From this level, what things look like. This is beautiful. And even when there is not a clear path, take this as an example, right? And you don't want to go back to where it is that you started or backtrack. Forge a new path. See me, I'm about to climb over that rock. Does it look like there's a path there for walking? It depends on your perception. That creates your reality. I mean, yeah, it does. Wow. look at that. Somewhere that there appeared to be no path at all, a path appears. Look at this, like, there's actually a perfect path right here in front of us. Okay, so what I'm seeing for you is that you'll be forging a path, and as you do that, the path that you forge for yourself before this lifetime will, sorry, there's like some pointy things out here, will reveal itself to you. That was kind of cool. It's like I just went through the underworld, right? And then I came out the top and I climbed the cave from the outside to get to like all the way around. Like somewhere from up there I emerged. So it's almost like we're emerging and doing things that you've never done before. I've climbed things but not caves. My gosh, right. With that being said, guys, I'm going to take you just in the outskirts for a tour, and then I'll see you guys out. I trust that this is everything that you guys needed to hear at this time and space, and this space and time. With that being said, I'm going to love and leave you guys right here. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing, especially if you want to stick around for future adventures. And personal reading details are also down below. If you're seeing this in September, which you most probably are, then there will be a waiting list for October. And also check out Watcher Spirit if you guys are looking for some high quality AAA grade jewelry. I have the third eye chakra collection on today, so we'll talk about more. We'll talk more about that down the space-time continuum at the speed of alignment. But yeah, third eye energy, right? Unveiling the human condition and seeing life through the lens of the soul as the veil becomes thinner and thinner. So, if you have made it up until this point, I want you guys to comment down below. Comment down below what kind of flower is emerging from the seed. What kind of flower are you, right? And you can put a little bit of sparkly, sprinkle magical dust on it, you know, make it your own. I want to see you guys get creative with it. Are you a lavender? Are you a rose? Are you a whatever, right? What are you? Let me know what kind of flower is emerging from this. Are you a sunflower? Let me know. So, and yeah, with that being said, love and leave you guys right there. Thank you so much for embarking with us on this beautiful quest, and until next time, bye.